What's going on, hockey fans? Hey, it's James from Offside, and this is OHT, This Week Offside Hockey Talk. You know the abbreviation. And, of course, we got the Four Nations going on. Lots of chatter around that. Of course, lots of chatter around what the Maple Leafs are doing at the Four Nations. And, of course, we got a lot of Maple Leafs talk to get to as well. Welcome in on this Wednesday evening on the eve of the Canada-US showdown for the championship, the gold medal, whatever you want to call it, for the Four Nations. It's happening tomorrow night, and we will break it down. We'll get to that as well. Want to give a shout out to our favorite sponsor, Boxing Rock Brewing Co., FE, and of course, the Hockey Podcast Network. And our friends over at DraftKings, check out the THPN promo code to get yourself in on some sweet deals. All right, here we go tonight. Four Nations. I'll be the first one to say it. I'll say it right here. I was not hyped for this. I told our group chat with Clark Monroe and some of the guys you know over on TikTok that, hey, I wasn't excited for this. It didn't really tickle my fancy. Well, boy, howdy has it. I didn't expect to have the temperature up so high in every game. I didn't expect the physicality. We'll talk about Saturday night in a moment. But overall, this tournament, these guys are playing damn hard. You got Connor McDavid coming out and saying, hey, this I only want every 2 years. It is exhausting. It is physical. It is a battle. And that makes me wonder, for some NHL teams, is it also a worry? Because you want your players to be at their best, obviously, for this tournament, but for your club team as well as you go down the stretch and in towards the playoffs. And if you're a team that's on the cusp of making the playoffs, hi Ottawa with Brady Tkachuk, or you're just a team that really wants to solidify their spot within their division or even win their division, hi, the Maple Leafs, you need your best players to be ready, healthy, and ready to go down that stretch drive. And there's a lot of guys that have been hurt and banged up, a lot of guys getting sick. So it makes me a little nervous on that side of things, but it also shows the intensity within these games to get everybody fired up, dialed in, and ready to go to watch some amazing hockey. And like I said from the outset here, I was not a guy that really was excited for this. I was like, nah, it'll be a few weeks off. You know, you go back and you watch your team, whether it's the Leafs or whoever else you might cheer for. Then you watch game one. You're like, all right, the intensity's kind of there. Then you get a banger like Saturday night. You got Canada, you got USA, you got 3 fights in the first 10 seconds of the game. You got the vitriol, the hitting, the angst, the anger. The rivalry is there, the booing of the national anthem, which, hey, you know what? You paid for your ticket. You know, they boo players all the time when they skate out on the ice. So, I mean, you're booing what's going on there. I know the political sphere is what it is. I'm not any into that. I'm just getting into the hockey itself. And you know what? If you bought a ticket and you want to do what you want to do in the stands, go ahead. But Saturday night set the tone for what will be tomorrow night. And I cannot wait. But I will be the first one to eat my hat, eat a little crow, and say, hell, give me this on a grander scale every 2 years. Give me more teams. Give me more games. Give me more of this. Because this is no all-star competition. This is best on best with the players actually giving a bleep about what's going on in each and every game, which, you know, for the all-star game, you cannot say. This they're amped up for, this they're ready to go. But I like what Connor McDavid said today as well. You want to make sure it's expanded. You want more teams there. And David Pastrnak giving him a shout-out for that. It's exactly what we all want. I don't even know if I want a team North America or a team Europe. I would rather just see those teams get there. Those teams have a way of making it work with getting players to be on that squad, whatever it be, whether it be Germany, whether Russia comes back. I know the whole thing around that. But there's different things that you'd want to see to grow this tournament now that we've all got a vested kind of interest and they've put it on a calendar that we will get to see this more and more. I'm in. Sign me up. Like I said before, I wasn't even interested. This wasn't even on my calendar to watch. And now it's must watch. Set a date, set a time, pull up a chair, find a TV, crank it up, and get cheering. This is something all of Canada's talking about, all of the states are talking about, and the banter back and forth between whether you're a content creator, someone who covers the game, or just someone who likes to talk about hockey. It is the best time right now because everybody is fully entrenched with their team. They know what's going on and what's happening. Speaking of being entrenched with their teams, we got Marner, we got Matthews, and we did have William Nylander there. Now, these players right now, Nylander really didn't do much, but we know what he does for the Maple Leafs. And it's a short sample size, so maybe give him a pass. Obviously, you want to see your superstars do more. A lot of parallels being drawn with Maple Leafs in the playoffs and how they perform in big games and not getting it done. But then I see Mitch Marner score in overtime, which, by the way, if he did not do that, Team Canada would not be playing Team USA for the finals. So let that marinate for a second. Obviously, they want more. Obviously, you want more from your stars. But there's players on all of these teams that fan bases are clamoring to have more, to get more done, to be a part of things more, and really start to blow themselves up. So I'll say this about Mitch Marner. He's part of the reason this team is going to where it is tomorrow night against USA. Obviously, we had other games that we did win, but that one was a big one. That one was a big moment, big stage. And, John Cooper brushing it off, saying Mitch Marner doesn't need any more confidence. He's oozing it himself. Then there's Austin Matthews. We're going to park the train right here for a second. I said this about Austin Matthews before this tournament started. If you're not 100%, you should not be playing in this tournament. Your responsibilities are to the blue and white, not the USA jersey. But he went anyways. And now he's dealing with a different kind of injury that he, quote, said, "I wouldn't miss this game for the world." So this obviously already is more important than Maple Leaf playoff games to me, coming from our captain, Austin Matthews. Tell me I'm wrong, but for me that sounds a bit wrong. And if he's dealing with an injury and he's going into a high-intensity gold medal game against the USA, and you're having something that is a nagging injury, and you're going into that game with that, and you're okay with that as Austin Matthews, that to me is mind-boggling. Brady doesn't look like he's going to be able to go, and his responsibility is to be the captain of the Ottawa Senators. I'm thinking Austin Matthews might have to take the same approach, but he's not. He's going to be playing for Team USA, and like I said from the onset of this, if he goes to this tournament, when he comes out of it, I guarantee you there's going to be a stint on the IR or the LTIR for Austin Matthews. Let me know what you think. Though I obviously want to hear from you guys. Drop a comment on that one. But hey, the Maple Leafs as a whole, as a collective in this tournament, really haven't done much. And Yanni Hakanpää was invisible because, of course, he didn't play. But we'll see what happens. And speaking of players who didn't play, the replacement argument for me, how foolish was it that you had Shea Theodore go down, you have Cale Makar, who's sick as a dog, nicked up, really can't go, but you bring Thomas Harley, who can't be around the team, who can't be, on the ice. He's watching practice from behind a curtain, seeing if Cale Makar can go, and then he gets the nod that he will be in and gets to go on the ice, etc., etc. But now you've got friggin' open invitations like it's, a birthday party here for Team USA. Here, hey, Quinn Hughes, you want to come over? Hey, Tage Thompson, you want to come on down? How Brett Pesci, come on over. Obviously, because there's apparently some flu raging through the USA locker room. I don't know. I think it's the Canada flu myself. You're scared to face the red and white team that is going to mollywop you on Thursday night and take the victory. So the USA is looking for reinforcements and to shake it up any which way they can because they got the Canada flu. Tell me I am wrong because I thoroughly think that's what it is. But for me, if the rules have now changed on this weekend, I think they should have been the same way for Canada and same way for the USA. Players cannot be there or on the ice until that player is deemed physically unfit to play, and then you get to have your replacement beyond what you've already brought as a replacement player. Hi, Jake Sanderson. I know someone's driving you somewhere, so you're not physically there and unable to perform. so one of these players can come in. It does seem like it's come across so that the Vancouver Canucks have not cleared Quinn Hughes to be a part of the tournament. So we'll see where that goes and what develops within the next 24 hours as we await puck drop on this big game. But for me, if the rules are set on the outset that this is the way it's going to be for replacement players, it should be that way all the way through. Or if you want, and you know that it's a shortened time span, you know guys are going to be hurt and nicked up, if you want to be able to open the floodgates for, say, the semifinals and finals to allow replacement players or guys to rest or whatever it may be, then that is something you can look into and explore and really change up and make this dynamic a lot different. But for me, if it was like this for Canada, it has to be like this for the U.S. But like I said, they're handing out invitations like it's candy at Halloween at Disney, and it's not looking very fair to me. But hey, we'll see what happens when the puck drops tomorrow night. Speaking of tomorrow night, okay, here it is. It's coup de grace. It is the big game. So let's talk about the big sponsor, and that is DraftKings with the promo code THPN. This NHL season has been as predictable as a puck rolling on its edge. No one knows where it's going, but that just means it's time for your favorite team to figure things out, and games left for you to get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something as simple as like picking a team to win. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your bet. And if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers get $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-97-777 or visit ccp.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resorts in Kansas. 21 plus age eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expect to expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. NHL and NHL team marks are the property of the NHL and its teams. NHL 25, all rights reserved. So get in and on the promo code from our guys over at DraftKings. So tomorrow night, Canada, USA. We know it is going to be a hostile environment. It is going to be wild, absolutely crazy. As we watch Canada versus USA, I fully expect the Canadian national anthem to get booed. But for me, like I said previously, you buy a ticket, you have a right to spectate and do your thing as a collective, as long as you keep it respectful. Booing the national anthem, you're booing the team. It's like watching the Bruins come on the ice at the Scotiabank Arena. You boo them when they hit the ice. It's just what you do. You're booing Team USA. You're booing Team Canada. It is what it is. It is a hostile environment. Fully expect it to be that way. Looking forward to it. It does not seem like Brady Tkachuk's going to go. Austin Matthews is also dinged up. So we'll see what the Americans do with their lineup. They're also looking for someone on D. Maybe Brett Pesce sneaks in as well. But I'm looking at this game and saying, hey, Saturday night, the game was closed for a long while. And Binnington would definitely like that second goal back. It was a muffin. So you look at the game tomorrow night and you see, where do you improve? Well, you got to have your puck movement going well, and you also have to make sure that you make those shots difficult to take so Binnington can't let in a muffin. But also at the same time, the way they shook up the lines, I like Braden Point up with McDavid. I think that's going to be something that really plays into it. And then all the way through the lineup, you have a little more continuity, even with Mitch Marner playing with the Tampa guys. And I love what Hagel has said, too, about representing his country. I'm loving these guys. So tomorrow night, it is going to be fireworks. It is going to be awesome. And I am calling a 4-3 6-3 Canada victory in regulation with all the fireworks and hoopla happening in the last minute. And it's going to be a beautiful win. I'm going to call Sidney Crosby getting a goal in what may be his final time captaining Team Canada in international competition. Even though it is the NHL version of it, it's still considered that. All right, let's flip over to the Leafs news and notes. So the Toronto Maple Leafs obviously on the ice for the past couple of days. Here's some good things for you. Connor Dewar skated early yesterday. Today was a full participant, was on the ice and doing his thing. Calle Jarnkrok back on the ice for the Maple Leafs. This is a guy that I really do think can help the Maple Leafs. He'd be a kind of player that teams would go after at the deadline to add a little depth to their bottom six, and I really think he can do that. He looks like he's healthy. I think it was a sports hernia surgery that he did go for. Has not played a game for the Maple Leafs in the regular season yet this year, but he does look like he's rounding into form health-wise to get himself back on the ice and playing with the Maple Leafs, which is absolutely something I want to see. Max Pacioretty tweaked something before getting on the ice today. They don't know the extent of it, so we'll see where that goes. But it does seem like injuries are hampering him right now, and it may be an issue for the Maple Leafs going down the stretch. Maybe he does get healthy and can play some games, but I mean, you just had 2 weeks off, and if you're going to get on the ice and you tweak something, it is not a very good look. Obviously, we're all excited to see what the Maple Leafs can do trade-wise as well, but right now, Alex Steeves did get a call up for the Maple Leafs. He will be looking to hopefully join the lineup. He leads the AHL in goals with 29. This guy really has sharpened his skills down in the A, and he may be a little bit of an offensive weapon here for the Maple Leafs if you're looking to move off of Nick Robertson, or maybe you're looking to move Alex Steeves, who has voiced his displeasure on not getting more of an NHL-ready opportunity for the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. For me, though, looking forward to what's going to happen on Saturday, the 22nd, for the Maple Leafs, I'm thinking you won't see Austin Matthews. You will see William Nylander. And I don't know if you'll see Mitch Marner in the first game back. But Matthews, for me, I do think is going to be a guy that's going to land himself either on the IR or the LTIR. And like I said when I was talking about those players who played in the Four Nations, I don't think he should have went if he was not 100%. We know he wasn't. We know he isn't. And you look at him playing here, his shot isn't the same. So I'm thinking the Maple Leafs probably will have this guy either rest or be sitting out for a little bit here just to get himself back to where he needs to be. Another player who's on the ice that I've been really excited for, but obviously expectations are low. He's played 2 games for the Leafs this year, and that's Jani Hakanpää. Went for some surgeries, got himself back up to speed. He's on the ice. So before they went on this break here, Craig Berube really had no updates, but he is skating with Connor Timmins as the extras. He's on the ice every day working hard. So, I mean, if this guy can find his way back and be healthy for the Maple Leafs, he can be that shutdown kind of defenseman on the PK that we wanted. He can be that net front clearing kind of guy as well. But health has to be on his side, and it does not look like for him and Pacioretty it is. But we'll see. At least Patches has had more streaks than Jani Hakanpää has. But for me, I really want to see this stuff going. One thing I want to talk about on the Maple Leafs too, Max Domi. Max Domi chose to be here. Chose to be a Maple Leaf. Did the whole Wolf on Wall Street thing with his face dubbed over, that he wasn't going anywhere. I was happy. Everyone was happy. Right now, he's in a slump here. It is what it is. But last year, on the back half of the season, when he really started to heat up and show himself, and obviously that goal in the playoffs as well. You know, and then people are going to say, oh, that one goal. Well, you know, one goal in a series can be all the difference and can be a catalyst for things. But I look at Max Domi and say, okay, where are they going to put him down the stretch here? Are they going to play him with Austin Matthews? Are they going to put him up on the second line? Where are they going to do it? They're going to put him in a position to succeed. They're not going to shove him out the door after he signed a 4-year extension. He's not going anywhere. Max Domi is going to figure it out and get himself rolling. He's also loved by his teammates because he sticks up for everybody. He's also in those scrums. I love that. We need players like that, especially when the playoffs roll around. So I'm giving Max Domi a little bit of slack here because, like I said, last season, down the stretch, this guy turned it on and became the player that we got excited for. Same thing with Bertuzzi, but, you know, Bertuzzi didn't stick around. He went and chased the bag. Max Domi got a little bit of the bag, but still wants to be here and wants to be a Maple Leaf. And then, of course, we have the goaltenders. Both could probably use the time off. I know Stolarz just came back, but got a game in, got to test it out, make sure everything felt good, and then rest up and get going again. So the goaltending duo is back. So for me, I cannot wait for Saturday night to see these Maple Leafs hit the ice and do their thing. But right now we got to wait for Canada-USA to pass off. And hey, tomorrow night, it's go Canada, go. And for me, I'm going to go with my boxing rock, Bearded Blue Warrior. It's going to be a Bearded Red Warrior this week. And it's going to be a Team Canada theme. The entirety of Team Canada. We're all enamored and fired up and ready for this game. I'm going to say my boxing rock, Bearded Blue Warrior is going to be Sidney Crosby. Took that hit at center ice to score that goal just to give them the insurance. This is my guy. This is the guy I think who's going to have one more big game as the captain of Team Canada tomorrow night when they win 4-3 in regulation. And I'm hoping it's his goal that puts them over the top. But that's my boxing rock, Bearded Blue Warrior. And this right here, this is Offside Hockey Talk, where Team Canada, the Maple Leafs, and hockey come to talk.